SHALAM, with the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, starting out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. We teach that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians as 12 lost tribes according to the Bible. We ain't affiliated with any other Israelite school, any other Israelite school, Christian church, or Muslim mosque. We 1 West, man. I.S.U.P.K. And this school's so critical, man, because the simple fact that if it wasn't for Commander GEN.YAHANNA and Abba Bivens and them brothers like that and them elders bringing out this truth, we wouldn't know who is the real Israelites of the Bible. We wouldn't know who is the enemies upon behalf of other enemies when it comes to this world, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is bringing up an army in this school. You know, we got officers, captains, troopers, generals, all the way down the ranks. And it's so important because when you got a military, you got to have rank and order structure. Like the terminology everybody say is nothing, what, is all chiefs and no Indians or something like that?
Right.
Meaning everybody want to be the leader, but don't nobody want to be a follower or somebody to be led. But the stronger leaders and the greatest leaders are they had to follow once upon a time. Just like Commander GEN.YAHANNA. He been passed down through the ranks, and that brother been holding it down. That brother did more than anybody has done for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
And you know, and even going in the brotherhood, we got to understand, we got to put malice and hatred and things of that nature away and come together like we are military.
Right.
Even if you don't believe in the doctrine that we teach according to what Christ saying, at least we can still be an army to a certain extent, meaning be brotherly and sisterly. You know, even though y'all say, oh well, why we all can't be together, because we got different belief systems, man. And if we got different belief systems, there's nothing. You can't be a Christian and then say you being brotherly or sisterly to us. You can't be a Muslim and say you being brotherly and sisterly to us. It's not going to work, man. And like General Muhammad said, you can have different personalities. You can be a different person. Right. You can be an artist or a singer or a mechanic and have different hobbies. But what's going to govern us and keep us strong together is the Bible. That's what's going to do it. And we all are different when it comes to different personalities, man.
Right.
And I'm going to start with Proverbs 16 and 32, because this is something that plagues our nation. And the Lord even said in Deuteronomy, you know, he will put an evil eye amongst your brother. When you see that black man walking past, you know, by the wayside in Walmart or just anything, you know what I'm saying? He got a perpetual hatred for you, and he don't even understand why. He doesn't understand why. He doesn't even believe in the Bible. He just thinks that is how it's supposed to be, and that is how it is. All we hear in rap music is killer op, you know, pop whores, you know, F them kids, you know, F that job. That's all we hear, man. There's nothing positive coming out of the music that is being pushed in America. And we wonder why the black and brown community is at our all-time high when it comes to murder rates and things of that nature. We wonder why sisters are so rebellious to their husbands, or in the world they say boyfriends, or they're sneakingly. That's why they're so rebellious, man. Because this army is weak. Everybody in the world has an army but Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The only army we have is a blood and a crip that ain't doing nothing. Only army we got is an LGBT and the damn feminist movement, right, which is not helping us whatsoever, man. And we got to understand, put that anger down, put that blood and crip flag down, put that feminist movement, that LGBT down, because that's anger to your own people. We fought our own demise for those same reasons. Just because you doing whatever you want to do, if you LGBT behind the closed door, that still affect our community, man.
Right.
Because y'all push that motive, y'all push that agenda. Bloods and Crips, and GD saying is growth and development. Growth and development where, Negro? Where? When you still carrying dirty guns and selling weed, man.
Right.
When you still popping whore. Yeah, that's still an anger and a hatred towards your people, man. You got it whenever you're ready, y'all.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 32. Mm-hmm. He that is slow to anger is better than better than the mighty.
See, a person that's slow to anger, like you in the club and a brother step on your shoe. If you slow to anger, you give him an opportunity to say, my bad, brother, my fault. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I had a little bit too much to drink. Or you are able to observe and realize that he had too much to drink. Go ahead.
And he that ruleth his spirit, mm-hmm, than he that taketh a city.
Sorry for on top again, I missed a little piece.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 32. Mm-hmm. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
So him slow to anger, he's better than the mighty because he understands it is going to be a response. He understands the mind is more powerful than the body. You know, and I'm not telling y'all too many details on Hebrew Academy, but it's a mental and a spiritual thing, man. It's mental and spiritual. Your body can endure so much more than what you really think that your body can endure. So a man who is slow to anger is mightier than the mighty. Go ahead.
And he that ruleth his spirit, than he that taketh a city.
That's it. That's all the 32.
That's it.
All right. Go to Ephesians 4:31. You got to understand, we have to put the hatred, the anger, quit being so fast to be angry for no reason. Because again, you know, like the old school people say, believe half of what you hear and believe half of what you see and nothing what you hear. It's for a reason, man. Because Satan, Shaitan got a way of putting this trickery upon us. You know, making us think something, you know, everything on the other side is glitter and gold, but it really is not that. It's nothing but death and destruction. Let me know when you got it.
Ephesians 4.
Ephesians 4:31.
Ephesians 4, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor.
Let all bitter, wrath, anger, and clamor. All of those are ways of destruction. You know, you get bitter women out here. You got angry men out here. You got wrath is destruction. I mean, death, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead.
And evil speaking.
And evil speaking. Meaning he ain't this and bees ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. Go ahead.
Be put away from you.
Be put away. So all of that, the Lord is saying, anger, clamor, wrath, XYZ, put all that away from you. You see, you got to realize when you change your circle of people, the mindset change. Just like, you know, like a rich person say, if you want to be rich, put yourself around like-minded people that's rich.
Right.
You know, if you want to be rich, you can't be in the hood still smoking weed and hanging with bums that just want to sell a nickel and dime bag.
Right.
If you want to be somebody, you want to be a righteous brother, you got to put yourself around real righteous brothers who mean some good. If you want to be a righteous sister, you got to put yourself around real righteous sisters, not the Christian church. You got to, if you want to, you have to be like-minded. Put all of that away, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
With all malice.
With all malice. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another.
And be kind one to another. So, like I was reverting back to being in the club. When you in the club and a brother step on your shoe, before you even give him an opportunity to say anything, the first thing you do is pop running to your trunk. And he already know he running to the trunk. That you'll hear a lot of brothers and sisters in the world, specifically sisters in the world right now, say the reason why they don't go to the club no more is because it's always shooting. You know, it is a death trap for you to pay and go in there. You paying just to die because somebody else can't control their liquor or somebody else think it's something else going around. You know, going on. It's hatred in the heart, man, right. For no reason. It was an accidental step on, stepping on the shoe, accidental. And if you were smart, you want to go to a club with good shoes on anyway. You know what's gonna happen. White Forces and Timbs, man, you might want to throw them in the trash after.
Right.
Continue on that.
Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. See,
tender-hearted Christians, they make it sound so ill. Tender-hearted means just be loving and caring. Be courageous. You know what I'm saying? Like, give that person an opportunity. Go ahead.
Even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you.
So, you mean to tell me each and every day, I'm not saying I smoke cigarettes, but let me put you in each and every day you smoke cigarettes. In Christ and the Lord give you an extra opportunity without smiting your behind right there. Each and every day you go down on Sunday morning and eat some pork at grandmama's house and you ain't fall out because of high blood pressure yet. Each and every day you sit here and you sleep with Ricky and Tank Top Tony to get your bills paid and you ain't contract the virus yet or your child hasn't been molested. Not yet. Christ and the Lord give us these opportunities, and you mean to tell me you can't give another man or another woman that look just like you, that struggle just like you, an opportunity?
Right.
You owe Christ that. You owe that. You know what I mean? And for the most part, you owe that brother and sister another opportunity. Right. Because that might be the same one who saved your behind and say, this is why you shouldn't eat pork. This is why you shouldn't smoke that cigarette. Don't touch that young girl. Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Yeah, you could just read that one more time. That was a good one right there.
God. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake have forgiven you.
See, there it go, man.
Right.
Broke it down to dust. You know, it's simple things. It's basically the bottom line of it is give an opportunity before you get angry. I mean, I got my son right here. You know, my first son. I got my other son over here.
Right.
You know, in me as a father, I just can't jump on them. You know what I'm saying? I just can't handle them as if they a dog. Right. Because sometimes when it come to raising a child, you don't have to strike a child. Sometimes you have to be a parent and say, son, what is wrong? Honey, what is wrong? And they need to be able to vent, because as a child coming to a parent, they might not know how to vent. And for us to be parents, if we're angry at them, when they go out in the world, they're not going to know how to vent. They're going to either get hurt or do the hurt. So that's the important part of it. You can't be angry, and like I said, with a child, but you can't be angry with an adult either, because we all ain't trained up under the same household the same way. Right. One brother, he might not say thank you, but another brother might say I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Not saying the brother not thankful. He just wasn't trained to say thank you. You know, I appreciate that. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 4:9. So in the basic topic today is the army and being angry. Right. You being in the army, you can't be emotional. Me and got boys in the I.S.U.P.K right now. If America fall right now, we can't be emotional out there. And when all the food is going and we see the first little food truck over there, we can't be emotional and just run over there and take some off the food truck. We got a family to look out for. You know what I'm saying? If you emotional and you're in the army, in the military, in a big group, you're putting everybody at risk. Right. Everybody, from the head all the way down to your wife and your kids.
Which one is that? You said Wisdom of Solomon.
Oh, Wisdom of Solomon 4:9.
4:9.
4:9.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 9. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men. So wisdom is the gray hair. A lot of people know when you get gray hair, it's because you getting up in age. But wisdom is that gray hair of age. Oh, I ain't that age, but I'm young. But the wisdom that this Bible possesses makes me wiser, and I will live a longer and a better life than somebody who's 60, 70, 80 with gray hair. And they don't have the truth of the Bible. So wisdom is the gray hair. Go ahead. And in unspotted life is old age. In an unspotted life, meaning you don't have diseases. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing life in prison. Right. You ain't ducking and dodging, making sure there ain't no bullets coming spewing by your head. Right. You know, you don't have five children and you stressing because no man wants to take you serious. Right. Go ahead. Verse 10. He pleased God and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners, he was translated. That's it. You can start from the top on that one more time. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 9. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men. So again, the wisdom is the gray hair. You know, like people say, oh, they're wise and educated, this and that. You can have somebody 55, 60, ignorant as hell. Don't know nothing. I mean, 55, 60-year-old folks right now, you could tell them you shouldn't eat pork, this and that. Well, I grew up on pork. Right. I grew up on pork. And you wonder why grandma got swell up feet and your eyes turn red. Right. You know, after you eat that, you eating chitlins and you got heart disease because it's shellfish. Just because you grew up on it don't mean it's healthy. Right. The Lord is sparing you time. You know, and if Christ come back and you got a crab in your mouth, good night. Good night. Go ahead. And an unspotted life is old age. Unspotted life is old age. So you got all your limbs. You ain't lose it because of high blood pressure. You know,
You got a righteous man in the household.
Right.
You know, even taking on stepkids. That righteous man willing to do that.
Damn
you
right.
got sisters out here completely changing their life, becoming mothers to kids that don't even know what a mother is. Can't even spell what mother is.
Right.
That's what unspotted life, man. And what that just regenerates, you know, and that circulates again. Mm-hmm. That builds that valley up. That not valley. What's the word I'm looking for? Village. Right. That builds that village up. Mm-hmm. All right. So and we out of here with some brotherhood up in here. Salaki. So let me go to Luke 14 and 26. Yes, man, it's very critical to build up an army. We all got to be on the same page.
Right.
Disregard how we feel personally on certain things. And when I say personally, it's certain. Oh, I don't like salt on my food. Those personal things. Or I don't go out and have drinks in public. Those certain things. But when it comes to the Bible, when it says adultery is wrong, damn, adultery is wrong. When it comes to fornication is wrong, it's wrong. When it comes to trespassing against your brother or sister, it's wrong. So when it comes to those certain things, the foundation and what's going to govern this nation and keep us all, you know, I ain't say hand in hand, you know what I'm saying, joined together, one body, so a solid body, one mind, one spirit is the Bible. You know, you can't use the Bible for different reasons, for your own, you know, privilege like the Christian church or them purple maggots. You can't do it like them. Because again, now you see the split in between the actual truth under Commander GEN.YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K versus the purple guys in the Christian church. We don't see eye to eye nowhere. There's, regardless what they teach or however they teach, they can say Christ is a black man. In our school, we don't even believe what they talking about. When we say Christ is a black man, he's different to what the Christian is saying or the purple guy. You got that up?
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. Mm-hmm. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother.
So when your father is telling you, oh boy, shoot, when I was your age, hey, I had all the women. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was able to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'll be over here one time and I had them 5 times in one day. Right. If you don't hate that your father is telling you to go out here and be a whoremonger and screw all these women and don't mean no good by them, you should hate your father's ways for that. Not hate your father, but you should hate his way. Right. What's the next? Who the next?
And mother.
And when your mama say, baby, it's just a little pork. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let the baby eat some pork. If you don't hate your mama for that, because she put you on that, and just because you care for your life and your mama want to get that to your child, you should hate her ways for that. Right. You should despise how she feel and how she try to treat your child, knowing the reason why you told her no. Right. Go ahead.
And wife.
And wife. If your wife want to be out here with her friend Tammy and Tisha and all them and club and showing her behind, talking about this is how, oh, I feel like I need to show my body, you insecure, you should hate her for that. You should hate her ways for that. Because her ways is not going to help build that house up. Your mom ways is not going to help build up the nation. Your dad ways is not going to help build up real men. You should hate them for it. Again, you should hate their ways, because you know Christians will say, well, you couldn't hate this and that, or the Lord hate, but that's a different topic. Go ahead.
And children.
And children. Your kids want to be out here and hanging with whoever they want, thinking Esau, the Edomite, or the oppressor, or Mount Seir, whatever you want to call them, the pale people at school. When your child think they real friends, you tell them no, they not. Right. You bring out the Bible and you point exactly to what they done to us out the Bible. Right. You should hate them, hate the way that they thinking we supposed to be united under Christ because of America. But last time I checked, George Zimmerman walking free. Last time I checked, the brothers just jumped on their own brother because of the fact that something that ain't got nothing to do with them, they want to jump on a brother. And just a slight sidebar, I ain't gonna lie, God, boy, I hated that, man. That really bothered me. I didn't say nothing on Facebook, but it bothered me so much. Right. Not only the fact that it ain't even got nothing to do with Zimmerman and him. It's just the fact that the brother did what he did. Yes, he did it. He snitched. Right. But what makes you think to go over here and handle it for what? Right. For what? I mean, now you just another statistic. And back to y'all, that's what making this army look poor and pathetic. Y'all angry over a man that ain't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on. Y'all talk about killing ops and pissing on their grave and smoking on the ops, but what has he done different than what they done different? He didn't murder anybody. He snitched. They murder everybody, and you with this. Come on, man. That's why the army is so damn weak the way it is, man. Our army look like nothing but ballerinas, soft women. The toughest gangster in the street is like a damn woman. Your Gucci Manes. Yeah, whoever else out here.
Right.
Start from the top on that up.
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father.
So if you go into Christ and you don't hate the ways of your father, like I said, your father saying, oh, I had all these women. If you don't hate the ways of your father, what?
And mother, and wife, and children.
So all them people is the closest to any man. If you want a man to go crazy, harm his wife. If you want brothers to go crazy, harm their mother. If you want a family to go crazy, harm them kids. So the way they conduct themselves, if it's not according to the Lord, you should hate their ways.
Right.
And again, the scriptures say, raise up a child as they go, in the way that they should go. And a child is not necessarily saying a child.
Right.
You can be a 40-year-old child,
right,
man or woman. You can be an 80-year-old child, 10-year-old child. You're a child. You know what I'm saying? If you're not making the righteous decision and the right decision, you are a child.
Right.
What?
And brethren.
And your brothers. Your same brothers that saying, we about to go spin the block. When you know damn well you might be the one to get killed and he might be the one to walk free. Or you might do the killing and he might lose his life. Or your ops. Right. You should hate the ways of that. And like we brought out in the scripture, be slow to anger, man. What right. You mad for? Your brother is the one who slept with that man wife. Now y'all got perpetual beef. You know what's going on. Right. But you know our army is so weak to where you're going to be weak and you're going to ride with him, knowing he in the wrong. That's brotherly, but that still in a way, you hate your brother and you'll turn your back on your brother. If you're going to ride with your brother off of some sin and some hatred that he started, and then turn around, go kill somebody else behind the hands of what your brother done.
Right.
You should hate and despise what your brother. Y'all, you see, this is the issue. Y'all with y'all brothers. Y'all smoke weed and thinking, oh yeah, this my nigga, this and that. Both of y'all are about to die. Y'all about to die smoking weed in the trap. Somebody bound to come and kick in your door, whether it's 12 or it's some enemies.
Right.
Y'all smoking and sucking on the same blunt, man. Sucking on the same blunt. And y'all hitting all these different women, man. Y'all fate is at risk. That's the only thing I really could tell you. You know what I'm saying? You hear it if you hear it, you don't, you don't. And I love to tell people I'm marking you for a reason. So when that time comes and you choose not to make that right decision or turn the other cheek, then you're going to remember what somebody, damn, I.S.U.P.K, the I.S.U.P.K and I.S.U.P.K, they did say it. They told me what was going to happen. And guess what? Whatever happens, happens. You deserve it. Know what I mean? Don't seek help. Like the Lord said, paraphrasing it. If you want to worship these other gods, go run to the other gods of Satan. You know, and that's paraphrasing. Is that it?
And sisters.
And sisters. I mean, the same. I mean, your sister. Your sister, when it comes to Israel, your wife, and let me say it this way, it's not incest. Because you got distant relative. Because you got to understand where the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian come from. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, we all came out thousands and thousands and thousands. No, we came out one person, 2 people, 3 people, 12, this and that, XYZ. So when you sleeping with that woman and you know she ain't worth a damn, and you only sleep with her because she got that box until you find something better, you should hate that. You should hate yourself because you falling weak into the flesh just because you want some tail, man.
Right.
You want some tail and you accepting that she doing what she doing because she a pass around. She a cap. She a go around. Come on, man. Stop being weak, man. That's why we weak the way we is and we ain't got no real army. Brothers and sisters pull out their cell phone when they see what's going on with George Zimmerman instead of going there and booting one of them pastors too, and police upside their head to save their brother. Come on. But look at the Arabs. God damn, you touch a white man. God damn, you touch one of their white women.
Right.
You gonna see what the real army looking like. Look what happened to the Arabs. Killed thousands and thousands over something they started. But where our army at? Y'all won't even lose your job just to prove a point. That's it, huh?
Yea, and his own life also.
In your own life. in your own life. So out of all these things you gotta hate when it comes to all these people, you gotta hate your own life, man. And when they say hate your own life, you're a sexual deviant. You stuck on pornography.
Right.
You smoke cigarettes and weed. I mean, you selling drugs, and even to your nation and other nations. You doing this child support, ladies, feminists. You know what I'm saying? In pride, LGBT community.
Right.
This Black Panther so-called party. All of this y'all falling into, and y'all think it's doing something. That's why our army is weak, because you're putting so much energy into something that's not going to build strength, something that the oppressor is getting paid off of, like Juneteenth. And that's one of the questions we also got to ask. When it comes to black people getting holidays and America giving it to us, how important is it really if America is saying it's okay for you to have Juneteenth? It's okay to have what is it? Black History Month?
Right.
So how important is it really if they're saying it's okay? It's the same thing as Christmas. It's the same thing as New Year's.
Right.
And April 1st. How much more important is it? You got to understand, you got to hate your ways also. We all fall weak, but a just man gonna get back up.
Right.
Constantly. And gonna keep fighting. It's just like if you in an actual real fight, or you in a boxing ring. What you in the ring for? To get knocked out and leave? No, get your behind up and fight again.
Right.
Take your behind to the coach and tell them what you need to do, and you get back out there and start throwing slugs.
Right.
That's what you do. That's the only way you're gonna win that fight. And if you want to win that fight, you gotta have heart. You can't say, "Oh, I'm going through it today. I just lost my mama. The job stressing me. I need to smoke a cigarette." No, you just being weak, like you're accepting it. You're enjoying being weak. That's the only thing you know. Is that all right?
He cannot be my disciple.
You cannot be up for Christ. You can't be a follower of Christ. You can't be a disciple. It was 12 disciples that was with Christ. And you don't think they all fell weak once upon a time? Or they had to go to Christ and Christ say, do this, that, bam, bam, bam? Come on. Them same disciples came out here and spread the word.
Damn right.
And you know what they did? They were going to smite. They was going to kill. They were going to do whatever they had to do, man. You got to understand this. That's all that on there?
That's it. God.
All right. So go to John 15 and 18. 15 and 18. And yes, and I'm going to tell you, you can be perfect. I'm not going to say you can't be perfect, because that's just such a Christian mindset. Like, it is disgusting when somebody say you can't perfect nothing. Like, but you can. How can you perfect something, but you can't perfect yourself? That's a Christian mindset. And the scripture even say, be ye therefore perfect. You got to go to counsel by righteous men in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge.
That's right. You
know what I'm saying? Under Commander General GEN.YAHANNA. You can't go to nobody else. You can't, just because your father been a pastor 40 years, he's not going to teach you and say, well, this, because the first thing he's going to say is the law's done away with. You're perfect. The law's done away with, so therefore you're perfect. Nobody was perfect but Christ. So why the hell was Christ here teaching us to be perfect? Was he in vain? Does his death really matter? I mean, come on. We all gonna die.
Right.
You got innocent babies out here that didn't even sin yet. So you mean to tell me they going to the same hell as the oppressor that killed 99 million blacks? 66 million natives, 99 million black, 66 million native Indians, or Mexicans, one of the two.
Right.
An innocent baby got to go to hell with the same murderers and rapists and transgressors? Come on, man. So where's the perfect heaven? Because if this is heaven right here, damn, I might well stay here.
Right.
Go ahead.
You said 15, 18?
Come on.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
And what color is this written in?
Red.
This is Christ saying, if the world hated you, therefore know ye know
that it hated me before it hated you.
So the world, our people even hated Christ, man. Our people. The same way me and these brothers go to war on these corners all around the world. People come by, throw bottles, spit, call us the N-words with the R on. They call us all of that. Our own people say we dumb and we ain't nothing but, you know what I'm saying, Stockholm Syndrome, Negroes and all that. Our own people hate us for telling them, you're better than them.
Right.
You're better than smoking. You're better than just being a whore. Right. You're great. But you mad because somebody uplifting you. So let's go ahead and say, let's go ahead and spin the block. I guess that's the way you teach somebody that you got love for them. Or let me go ahead and pay for your rent, sweetheart. I guess that's the way I show you I got love for you.
Right.
I mean, but meanwhile, in the midst of us so-called showing love, people are dying behind us just showing this fake love. You got anything out? Seem like you want to say a little something?
I mean, yeah, listen, man, you bringing it out straight through. You understand? Like, this is something that, you know, we definitely need, you know, saying when it comes to brotherhood and sisterhood and knowing how to love each other. You understand? Like, especially around this time. You understand? Like, we coming up on the Passover. You understand? This is the epitome of brotherhood and sisterhood when it comes to the Passover. Right. Understanding what the Most High did for us. You understand? And what we had to do in order to get out of that, you know, that circumstance was come together. Right. You understand? Like, it was an order from the Most High. Look, everybody do this, everybody do that, everybody do this. And we had to do it in sync. We had to do it together in order to get out of a certain situation. You understand? So it's no different in this place. We all have to be on one accord, like you said. You understand? We can't believe in Christianity. Mm-hmm. We can't believe in Buddhism and Muslim. We can't be all of these things and be on the same page. Right. It's impossible. You understand? We have to move. You understand? Like the Most High told us to move. Laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And that's the only thing that's going to save our people. So this is a perfect topic. You understand? For what we're about to, you know what I'm saying, have in Raleigh, North Carolina, April 1st. You understand? It's
right. Yeah, Most High in Christ, man.
Right.
Most High in Christ. Yes, man. And that's the only way we're going to be able to have an army. Because, again, you can't have a strong foundation, any business, corporation, you know what I'm saying, group, if everybody ain't on the same page.
Right.
You know, and for example, why is there so many different Crip sets? And in certain Crip sets that hate each other. I don't know all of them, but you know, they got 100 neighborhoods, 60s, 20s. Right. You know what I'm saying? Gangster, 8 tray. But it's all y'all the same color and y'all hate each other. Right. And the root come from the same thing. And y'all so-called was supposed to be built up on the same foundation to protect your neighborhoods. Right. Meanwhile, Ronald Reagan and everybody else brought drugs in there. And guess what? It's hate your brother. I'm going to sell this man these drugs. Oh, they can't. They coming in the neighborhood. Y'all really killing brothers for spraying a building in your neighborhood. Right. That the Caucasian man on, the oppressor on. You killing brothers. And that's what I mean by the foundation of anything that's black, brown, and black, Hispanic, and Native Indian in America. The foundation is not strong, man. Right. The foundation is far from strong. Right. But the real army, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call us a gang, but the real army, the real group is in this Bible. Right. Every time we followed the Most High, we followed the Lord, Yahweh, or we listened to what Christ was saying, we always came out of whatever situation we was in. Look at the Dark Ages, or y'all call it the Renaissance era. The Dark Ages was black men like me in God War ruling Scotland. Right. You know what I'm saying? England. But nowadays in America, every time you hear Scotland, you only hear Caucasian. England, Caucasian. Sweden, London, Caucasian. Mm-hmm. Black people rule these areas. Right. Come on. I mean, that's what you have to understand. It's very critical we all get on the same page. Right. Because drugs ain't going to do nothing. Being a celebrity and people saying giving back ain't going to do nothing. Giving back is not sending $1 million to a white man's college. Right. That's not doing anything. $1 million and buying this brother right here a Patek watch is not giving back. Right. That's just giving the brother a blessing because he was a brother who rode with me the whole time. Mm-hmm. That's not giving back, man. Giving back, go build up these projects, old block. In Detroit, Baltimore, Michigan ain't got no water. Right. That's what's giving back. But you know, the oppressor, they'll even take food out their own people's mouth just for themselves. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, we're nothing like the oppressor. Brown and black first, and whoever else after that. Damn right. Just like the woman who came up to Christ and asked for food, and he said, what? I can't take from the children's mouth and give to the dogs. Right. In paraphrase, she said, I understand, but even the dogs can't eat off the master's table. Right. And Christ looked at her and commended for her. And guess what? The dog got fed. Right. The dog got fed. Meanwhile, y'all feeding the dogs first. Come on, man. How the dogs eating steak and black folks getting the fat off the steak? Mm.
And that's so real, Salakia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so powerful like we read that and we read it and we say, okay, yeah, he called her a dog, but he was actually showing the brothers around him like, it's only for our people.
Right.
I only came for the lost sheep. You understand? And that right there shows brotherhood that we actually need. You understand? Right. Like brotherhood is something that we don't want to stick to because we see Edomite, you know what I'm saying? He or she is over there hungry, but we got brothers and sisters right next to him that's hungry. Mm-hmm. You understand? The children of Israel that's hungry. Let's feed our people first. Take care of us first, and then we can pass the crumbs down to the dogs. You understand? There's no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the I.S.U.P.K go out and go feed the people. We don't just feed our people. We feed the heathens too, because we are just people. You understand? But we know who we out there for. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the only ones that's going to get the flyer to call. You know what I'm saying? To get cleaned up, get off them drugs. You understand? So, you know what I'm saying? It's a powerful precept. It's a lot.
That brother right there, man. You know what I'm saying? If anybody online, you know, y'all got any comments or response to anything, you go ahead and imply, you know, we are open for class participation. You know, it's important. That's how you get brothers and sisters to understand and able to get on the same page versus them being shaky on how to ask questions. But listen here, man, when I came into the school, I was the same way. I was the same way. I even asked about, the burning bush. You know what I'm saying? There's certain questions that I was hesitant for a long time it wouldn't ask. Like even Adam and Eve being naked. You know, just those simple things. Those simple things. You know what I'm saying? So just feel free to go ahead and put whatever you got to put out there. And we will surely make sure you get your answer.
Right.
Let me get that Hosea 4 and 6. This is my top 5 precept right here. Like this shoot, and I'm gonna put this with, you know, but you know, the Christian church and just slavery and our people being beaten down to a pulp and these other, you know, philosophies is the reason why we lack knowledge on a lot of things. Because, you know, people say, oh, I study Buddhism and this and that. Is a little bit of truth in everything. Yeah, let's say that is true. But their truth is not our truth, like Christians say. We got our own truth, and that's in the Bible. When the Lord said we can't eat pork, that's because it's saving us.
Right.
But they can eat pork and nothing happens to them. Mm-hmm. So you can't fall on their belief system and look at what works for them in their dietary law. Oh, well, they ain't got a dietary law. Right. You can't look at their diet and say, oh, well, it ain't happening. And then turn around and look at ours and thinking, oh, it ain't going to happen. No, the Lord gave us the truth. He gave us what he told us to do and what it told us what not to do.
Right.
So that's the difference in between it. Other nations can do whatever they want and get by. Like Esau, he killed by the sword. He ain't fought in his demise yet, but it's coming. Go ahead.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. Mm-hmm. My people.
Who?
My people.
My people. This is possessive. My people. Like in this room, these is my people. Whoever else outside of there of a different name, they made my people. Go ahead.
Are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So my people is destroyed. These are people that don't have no acknowledgement of the truth. These are the people that clearly don't just say I'm free spirited. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I live in America, and I could do what I want. Those are the same people that feel that way are who the Lord is referring to. My people. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because they reject knowledge. When you say that pork got cadaverine and what's the other one? Amputine and cadaverine in it. Those are the diseases and the parasites that's in it. They reject that type of knowledge because they was grown up on it. Smoking weed is legal in America. It's self-medicated. They rejected the knowledge of the Lord because America said it's okay. Go ahead.
I will also reject thee.
And the Lord will also reject us. The same way you rejecting what he's saying about don't eat pork. The Lord's going to reject it. You're going to realize that every time you eat that pork, your veins, you can feel your veins pumping in your head, your eyes turning red. You know, you get sleepy as hell, random, drowsy, dizzy, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
So by you doing that and want to live lawless and sinful, you ain't going to be a priest to the Lord. You're not going to be a daughter of Zion. Because what do you have to offer? A story? A story of what happened to you and why is it going through? You can't help nobody else and be a hypocrite,
right,
and thinking somebody is going to listen. That's like me saying, look, like people say to kids, and GEN.YAHANNA brought it out. Don't you smoke that cigarette. You know what I'm saying? This is grown folk. I smoke cigarettes for this reason, that reason. And then the kid look up at you like this each and every time you light a cigarette. And now you wonder why the kid walk around with little pixie stick candy straw playing around like this, or them little candy sticks. And now you mad, you want to tie fire to that kid. Right. No, you need to get your tie fire to. Right. That child, a child is like a sponge. They soak up everything, good, bad, wicked, evil. Right. You can't be a hypocrite and thinking you're going to teach the Bible, man. Right. That's why your pastor is going through like that. You know, going through what they're going through. Now pastors been doing what they was doing. Right. But now it seems like it's crazy at an all-time high. You hear pastors talking about molesting girls, getting them pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Raping girls, getting pregnant. And they getting hit back to back to back to back. Come on, to back. I mean, the pastor, what's his name? Recently came out about fighting homosexuality since 2000, 2001. Oh, yes. I forgot the brother's name. Yeah. Well, no, hold on. Give me more time because his name need to be wrong. Right. What's his name? Hey, somebody put it in the chat.
I know GEN.YAHANNA brought that out the last last class. Lucky, I can't even remember the brother's name. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, what's his name? I mean, all of them sound the same and everything. But this man is 60 years old and he been battering homosexuality this long. This long, but you mean to tell me he still was allowed to sit in the pulpit, lie on the Bible, juck and jive and gyrate in the pulpit, make money, and he was 2023 now. It's 20 years later. He's still talking about I'm fighting the demon. Right. Now at that time before he started pastoring, 2000, 2001. What about the time before that? It could be 30, 40 years now. He been doing it this long, and what has he done? That's why the Christian church ain't taken serious no more. People say they ain't nothing but hypocrites and judgmental people because of those people. Kurt Franklin. Those people, Eddie Long, those people, T.D. Jakes passing the torch to his daughter, those people. That's why nobody takes the Bible serious. And God damn you, and the Lord's gonna have His way with you, pastors. Damn right. Anything else on that?
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
So the Lord's gonna forget you when you've forgotten the laws of the Lord thy God. Like look what happened to Eddie Long, died of AIDS and HIV. Sat there and lied all these years, and he was doing what he was doing with them 2 or 3 brothers. Traumatized, and I think if I ain't mistaken, they homosexual now. The Lord's gonna forget you, and look what happens. I mean, it's plenty more pastors we know and don't know about. Look what the Lord's gonna do. That's everything on that.
I will also forget thy children. That's heavy.
Go ahead.
Come on. Say you're going to forget your children as well. That's why we suffering in these ghettos. That's why our kids look the way they look. You understand? That's why we got a lot of kids out here, little men out here effeminate. You understand? Young ladies are, tougher than the men now. They fighting us. You understand? They dressing like us. They trying to be us. The words that they speak, you understand, is not girly at all. You know what I mean? I think we had a discussion the other day at home, me and my rib talking about, what is the little girl saying now? They saying bruh. Hey bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's like the world has been turned upside down. You understand? And all manner of wickedness is open in the Christian church. Like you just said earlier, you understand? Like, they ain't judging you according to the law in that Christian church. They are judging you according to the dress that you got on, or the hat that you got on. Right? They are judging you on the carnal level. You understand? They're not judging you on anything according to the Most High. They judging you on the carnal things. What your shoes look like. What kind of car you drive. You understand? And that is why our people look the way they look right now. You understand? Because of that. You understand? We could look a lot better if we get back to what these laws, statutes, and commandments say. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, it's heavy. You know what I mean?
Damn right. And then, like that brother was saying, that brings it right back to that precept. The wisdom is the gray hair. The wisdom is a lot wiser than gray hair. The wisdom in this Bible is a lot wiser than 100 years of what I might live. Because this Bible been here. The Lord wrote this. The Lord knows what's going on. Our ancestors know what's going on and what's going to help us survive in this wicked kingdom.
Right.
With all these wicked kingdoms. So the gray hair the wisdom is the gray hair, man. So let me get that. Ecclesiasticus 33 and 16. Man, we got to realize that us as a nation, black and brown people, we try so many things, repetitively. From Christianity to Pan-Africanism to marching to, this is me, I'm individual. We tried so many things, and yet we still fail. The 60s we were failing. In the 40s we succeeded a little bit when it comes to financial gain, with Tulsa and all of that in that nature. But now when it comes to 2023, we are living a lot worse than our people that was living in the 60s. They at least knew what to do to have unity. They knew what to do. You couldn't find a black man or a black woman, or even with the march with the now I don't want to call it, the Hispanic KKK. It was the Puerto Rican. They had their version of, not the KKK, Black Panthers. Mm-hmm. The Puerto Ricans had their version of Black Panthers.
Right.
They understand the unity, and you couldn't find one to turn their back other than Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right.
But nowadays, people turn their back on their own people like a drop of a dime.
Right.
Like it ain't nothing, man. In the 60s, they understood what it took to have unity. Even though they was Christian, they understood I'm black first. Right. I'm Mexican. I'm Hispanic first. Right. I'm Native Indian first. They understood that, man. But now in America, it's like, man, if it ain't about the bag, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be rich than famous. You're going to be dead with a receipt, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
You said book of Ecclesiastes 33 and 18?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 16. Mm-hmm. I awake up last of all, as one that gathereth after the great gatherers.
That's Ecclesiasticus.
You said 33? Chapter 33?
Yeah, I think I got it wrong. Precept of Salaki. It might be Ecclesiastes giving out that power. Oh, no, it's right. Verse 19. I wrote it down wrong.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee.
So, don't give your wife, your son, friend, or brother power over thee. Meaning, just because your wife can be about to die to go out with these girls on a, what they call girls trip.
Right.
Overseas. Nigga, you a fool if you allow that. Your son, he might want to go just lay off in that white girl. Don't allow it.
Right.
And if your friend, and if they a friend, that mean they in the truth. If they want to do something, man, or a brother, don't allow them to make you be engaged into their wickedness. If they want to go out here and spin the block, man, don't give them power. If he a real thug, and we don't push the agenda of violence, but if he want to be a thug and he really like that, let him go by himself.
Right. If
he really your brother, he your best friend, or whatever you want to call it, he'll respect that you don't want to be involved in that, and have him go do it by himself. Go ahead.
While thou livest, and give not thy goods to another.
Don't give them power over you while you living, man. That means the whole time you blinking your eyes, you got breath in your lung, they don't get that power, man. They don't. You empower them, but they don't get your power.
Right.
It is a different. And when I say you empower them, you push them. You know what I'm saying? You push them to do better. You let them know you better than whatever BS that America in this world got put in front of you. You empower them. But what you don't do is give your power. You don't go out here and go murder a brother because of a whore that your best friend want to have dealt with. Right. You don't go out here and hate your sister because he can't be honest that he got you and her. Because he want to be sensitive and a coward like and not be honest with you and her. Hell, he putting his rod in both of you. He might well be honest. He trusts y'all enough to sleep with you.
Right.
Not knowing if y'all even being honest. Is that everything?
And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again.
All right, well, shoot, what time it is, man. I think that's about everything right there. Man, you got anything you want to imply, man?
I mean,
go ahead, go for it. I know you got something to say.
I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something we needed before we, actually, go into, the Passover. You know what I'm saying? And renewing of our minds. You know what I'm saying? Changing, our minds and what we used to do. And it's so hard for us to change, exactly what we, should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they need to hear right now. You understand? Because once that sky crack, like, it's over with. You understand?
Right.
And we out here telling you, day in and day out, what you need to do in order to get right with the Most High. And if you're not doing it, Lord be with you. You understand? You got the flyer, you got the number, you understand? We on every platform there is in America, you understand? And if you're not going to listen, then Lord be with you. You understand? And we want all Israel to be saved, but you know what I'm saying? We know it's going to be some hard-headed, stick-neck brothers and sisters out there that don't want to hearken. We just hoping that you listen and understand what we doing here. And if you can't come in, you know what I'm saying? Definitely donate to the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? ISUPK.com. Donate, you understand? And do your part on the sideline if you're not strong enough to get in this body. Slap.
And you just, that last sentence was really going to close out. Let me get that Proverbs 24:16. Shout out to that brother Gabawol. You know what I'm saying? He helped get this precept in my little top 10 right there. And again, we understand I ain't going to say we're going to fail. We're going to have errors from time and time again till we be ye perfect.
Right.
And with that, you can't be afraid to make mistakes or call for counsel. You can't be afraid to say when something is wrong. You can't be afraid to say no.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't. Because if you're afraid to say it, then we're never going to be strong.
Right.
At all. You can't be of a support at all. And whoever else needs that, they can't be a support because you're afraid to say no. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times.
For a just man is going to fall 7 times. A just man is somebody who's going to constantly get up. And he going to fall, man. And he going to get up. And he going to fall. Just like I said, like a boxer. No matter how many times he in the ring and he get hit and he fall, what he do? Get back up.
Right.
He got heart like Holyfield. His mind is set on something. Right. He want that title. He want that belt. Go ahead.
And rise it up again.
And rise it up again. So even though he fell 100 times, he came back. Even with hustlers, people say I got different hustles. This time of the year, it's time to cut grass. When that grass season come out, what they do? Run and sell, wash cars. When washing the cars, it get too cold, what they do? They go try to work on heating and air units.
Right.
Like that's what they do.
Right.
A just man gonna keep getting up and keep finding what he got to do with what? What he got to do. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
A weak one is gonna fall into that same mischief. A weak man knowing that he's on a verge, he's on the edge of never wanting to ever smoke or weed again or sleep with another woman when he ain't gonna make it right by her. A weak man is going, once he fall into it, once he get back around the people he's with, he's gonna fall into it and never try to fight his way back out. That's what a weak man would do. Because everybody around him is weak. Again, be around people that you know is better than you. That you know is stronger than you. That you know got more in life at that time than you. That way you can learn to inherit some of them customs and traits that they got to make you better.
Right. Whether it's
standing up for yourself, opening your mouth, fighting back, funds, whatever, family, whatever, fatherhood, motherhood, brother, sisterhood. Right. Put yourself around those people, man. But with that, I'm also I.S.U.P.K, Officer 50. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, starting out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander-in-General GEN.YAHANNA. Shalom.